Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 21 Minute Reads with me, Maya D. The year is 2021, and I'm participating in the Read 21 for 21 challenge, which means that every day of this year, I'm reading 21 minutes per day as a way to love myself, as a way to offer myself some grounding, as a way to provide myself with some consistency in an ever changing world. I'm going to share with you my three takeaways from pages 141 and 168 of this book right here, Dance Pedagogy for a Diverse World. My takeaway number one, full access to all of the benefits of being a U.S. citizen. Who's given access to studio space? Who's given access to performance venues? So when we look at our American dance forms, meaning dance forms that were created here in the U.S., like jazz and like hip hop, were the originators of these dance forms given the same access to performance venues and to studios that our modern dancers were given or our ballet dancers were given? And how does that impact the value that we now in present day give those dance forms? So my question for myself is, or my charge for myself is, to remember that these dance forms hold value, these dance forms are important, that the modern dance forms and the ballet dance forms are informed by jazz and hip hop. So it is important to talk about them in a way that it holds value. It's important to share that information with our students in a way that holds value. Yeah? Takeaway number two, don't feed the monsters. Don't feed the monsters disrespectful stereotypes of indigenous people, right? So rather than hypothesize and perpetuate incorrect information, reach out to the Bureau of the Bureau of Indian Affairs to find out a local nation or tribe, whichever term works better for you, and make it a connection with that group of people so that they can come in, with that community, so that they can come in and teach about the native dance forms, because who better to teach the information than someone that actually experiences and the information, right? And one thing that I found out I had no idea. So this is like me being completely transparent. I had no idea that there were more than 500 nations of indigenous people here in America, right? So there are so many dance forms that I would like to learn about. Which takes me to my third and final takeaway, which is fellowship. So the last portion of my reading for this week, the writer writes about the powwow, the function of the powwow. And for me, it was this idea of fellowship, the importance of coming together and sharing music and dance, right? So the author writes about the function of the fellowship and then goes in to give a wonderful explanation of the structure of the powwow, and then goes on to describe several dances. And notice I said several because earlier I just said there are more than 500 nations here in the U.S. alone. So each nation is going to have its own dances, which means that there's all of those dance forms, right? So I have a lot to add to my curriculum that I'm creating. And the first thing that I'm going to do is visit the BIA, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, to find out who's in my area that can share some information with me and possibly come in and share some information with my students. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you learned something. I really, 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 really would love it if you dropped a like, that if you would drop a comment, if you would subscribe and turn on your alerts so that you can see all of these videos and continue to make virtual community with me. Have a great day.